So you want to be a Thunderbreaker. So you want to use combos while also having the blue, water, lightning, kind of shark, underwater theme going on. Then you come to the right place. So in first job, you get one buff, which allows you to stack what's called lightning charges. And for each charge, you gain either damage or many other things through each job advancement. For the first job, you only get 2 charges, but for each charge, actually doesn't say that it gives you anything. It's just like passively gives you stuff. So anyway, and then your attacks are Flash, which allows you to teleport to an enemy and attack them, and Lightning Punch, which is just an attack. And I'll show you what your first job training is going to look like, if I can remember what buttons it's on. This and this. Okay. So with Flash, you can just hold it down if you want to. If you're strong enough, you'll just teleport to enemies and kill them. Otherwise, the way that I trained was using this, because it does 2 lines, and I don't know, I liked it. But like I said, you can just hold this down, and you'll teleport all over to the place as long as there's monsters. So yeah, have fun with that. Second job. You get another stack. And now, you get 20 attack. So that's good. You also get booster, of course, and you get 2 more attacks. Shark Sweep, which looks like this. Does a lot of lines. And Tidal Crash, which to me is like the movement skill to you know, like dodge stuff, but you can also push enemies back with it. And oh, I should probably mention, so the way this class works is when this class uses only 1 attack, they attack kind of slowly. So like if I hold down Tidal, you know, the Tidal Wave skill, as you can see, I'm literally holding it down right now. As you can see, it's very slow. Some of the attacks are fast even without it, like I think this one is. It's kind of fast. I mean, kind of slow, but if you use combos one after the other, your ability to use them one after the other is a lot faster. So that's what this class pretty much strives off of. So that's your second job skills. Of course, I'm not using booster right now, even though I should be. So third job. Third job is probably my favorite third job advancement in the whole game for Thunderbreaker, because you get Ascension and Thunder. These 2 skills used one after the other is my favorite like combination in this whole game. It's basically, if you've ever played Dual Blade, it's Blade Ascension and Flying Assaulter. So you also get Gale, and what Gale does is it takes all of the lightning charges that you currently have. So let's say I oh, by the way, you get lightning charges for using lightning attacks. But anyway, let's say I have my my stacks. As you can see, I have 5 right here. Although in third job you only have 4. If I use Gale, although mine's the 4th job version, so it's going to be Typhoon, you get a damage buff. Or actually, do you get a damage buff in this one? Yes, you do. Okay, so you get 4% per charge that you use up. So since I used up 5, it's 5 times 4, which means I got 20% damage boost. And then I'll show you the... well, the other ones are just passives. You know, it's whatever. So here's the third job mobbing, and I'm going to show you exactly why it's my favorite. Let me just go to this map, because it's nice and flat. And you just rapidly press these 2 skills, and you just fly across the map. I love it so much. Especially if the map is flat, you just fly. It's probably my favorite. It's got lines, it's got speed, it's got damage. It's really nice. Love this training. So in 4th job, of course, I've changed maps to show you the mobbing ability of this class. You get, well, you don't actually get this until you do a quest, but this is Maple Warrior First Cygnus Knights. Annihilate, which for every stack that you have, the amount of lines that you do is increased. So right now I believe it'll only do 2 lines, If I get a lightning stack, I get 3 lines, and so on. And it goes up to 7. Oh, by the way, this is your bossing skill. Thunderbolt is your mobbing skill, and it has very good range on it. It hits 2 platforms. I think if I jump, it'll hit the 3rd. No, I guess not. When used alone, it's not super fast, but it's not super slow either. You can mix it with the first job punch to make it faster. Just press the 2 buttons rapidly. Let's see, what else do you get? Typhoon. This is just the upgraded version of Gale. Instead of getting the, 20 attack before? Now we're getting 35, because it increases by 7 every stack. Well, if you get all 5 stacks, you get 35. This skill is basically Shadow Partner. So, let's see, right now I have 3 stacks, 5 stacks, okay. So this skill does 7 hits, right? If I use Arc Charger, it then goes to pretty much almost off the screen. In fact, it is off the screen. And it goes for all the attacks as well. So think of it as your Shadow Partner, even though it's not actually. It also reduces its cooldown by 6 seconds per stack that you have. So, yeah, as long as you have 5 stacks, this skill will never... You'll pretty much always have this skill on. Because it goes off cooldown so quickly. Speed Infusion increases attack speed of you and your party members by 2. So you attack faster, of course. And, yeah, I believe that's it. So, when it comes to hyper skills, I put in 1 to Gale. Gale's +1 attack because extra line is always good. Thunderbolt, I increase the damage, I also increase the line. And for Annihilate, I increase the damage and the boss damage. The active skills. Primal Bolt basically makes your training overpowered. What I mean by that is, I'll show you a little bit of the training here. So this is pretty much how I trained as a Thunderbreaker. I would mix Flash Punch, was it called Flash Punch? The first job punch? And Annihilate, the anchor. But if you use the 150 Hyper, Gale no longer has a cooldown. So you can use the anchor and Gale to train. It's also not bad for bossing either, but I think I prefer Annihilate and the bossing skill that I showed you with the shark. Okay, so there's also Deep Rising. I don't believe currently that it gives you invincibility frames, but eventually it will. This skill just summons a whale from below the screen and attacks everything on the screen, basically. So there you go. I know I lagged, but just trust me, it's an amazing attack. And then just 10% damage from the 200 skill. So let's move on to a little bit of training. And actually, because I have the 150 Hyper on, I could just keep using Gale. Keep in mind though that when you are doing this, you're also using up the charges. So you're not gaining as much damage as you normally would for using up 5 charges. Because you're pretty much renewing the buff. Alright, so let's say it's gone. Then I would go back to using Flash Punch and Annihilate. And once I'm at 5, I use Gale. And that increases my damage because I used 5 stacks. And that's pretty much training. So let's move on to bossing. So I actually forgot to mention, the Flash Jump can actually be used to give you a vertical boost as well. All you have to do is jump, and then while in the air, hold up, and then press jump again. And you'll do a vertical leap. So, I mean, yeah, this is pretty much the bossing. It's pretty good. I have no complaints about this class's bossing. They attack quickly, they do a lot of lines, they do a lot of damage. There's not much to dislike. I mean, I guess, if I had to say something, it would be that if you press the buttons too quickly, kind of like with Aaron, if you're caught in the middle of a combo, it'll go through with the attack before you can do anything else. And what I mean by that is, well, I'll show you. So I'm going to be spamming 2 attacks, and then I'm going to let go, and I'm still going to go through with the attack. So I've officially let go of my keyboard. So it kind of like, well, I guess you'll feel it once you actually play the class. But what I like to do is, I like to just use this attack to get out of the animation. Or not really get out of the animation, but just to know when I stop my animation. Anyway, so that was Thunderbreaker. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.